Hello everyone and welcome to Biz with Liz. Today, I think it's the 8th of August today, and it's lovely to be here. My apologies for being 5 minutes late. I had kid stuff to deal with, so just for those people that say to me, I don't know how you do it, Liz, especially in the summer holidays, balancing all this childcare and everything. Today's just one of those days where we've had a couple of blips. So my kids, I think, have got cabin fever. It's raining. It's not really the nicest weather to go outside, even though we've been outside. And I think they just need to kind of like go and run. But yes, if we hear any noise in the background, that's what's going on. So hi Kat, lovely to have you with us. So yeah, it is a struggle in the holidays, isn't it? It can be really, really tricky. How do I get through it? Sometimes, I'll let you into a secret, chocolate. That always helps, and a Diet Coke. So, you know, when it looks like people are really rocking it, and I'm not just talking about in the holidays with childcare and balancing business, a lot of the times that's what it looks like, but it's not always the case. So I was saying to Kat yesterday, like, this summer's been amazing. My kids have been so good. Obviously I spoke too soon because that's not what we've had today, but on balance, it's been really, really positive this holiday. And I think I've figured out a way to not just manage the whole thing and balance everything, but manage my mindset around it. And let's face it, excuse me, let's face it, everything starts with our mind, doesn't it? So if we really believe that we can achieve something, then we will. And I was so adamant that this summer I was going to enjoy the summer and not get, so Kat's just said exactly, the house is a mess. Laugh out loud. Oh no, you're a rock star. My house actually hasn't been too messy this time, but we haven't really been kind of here too much. So so what I would say is just go with it. You know, it's not forever. These times are supposed to give us joy, and we're supposed to enjoy our children. And if we're constantly battling an untidy house, or trying to tidy that up, trying to clear that, all my kids' books are still strewn all over the living room. Okay, it's in this kind of play area, but they're still there for us to all go through. And I've looked at key pieces of their work as they brought them home, but when they brought home piles this high, I haven't looked through them yet. Am I beating myself up about it? No, it's a perfect rainy day activity. So, I could have got really stressed about them being there and the lounge being messy, but actually there's more important things to worry about. And the reason I'm sharing this is a business live stream, but the reason I'm sharing this is business is just the same. We can worry about the small stuff that doesn't matter, or we can focus on the big stuff that really does. So, the beauty of having much less hours to work in is that you are forced to focus on the important stuff, because if you don't, your business is going to stall. And working with Kat, actually, I've had to focus on some pretty big stuff. I've had to look at the key deliverables that I want to make happen over the summer. And, I've been realistic that I have cut them down, but there is stuff going on that I want to get done over the summer. So I haven't stuck completely to my nothing but client fulfillment during the summer. There is other stuff going on as well, but that's okay, because at the moment I'm managing to balance it, and it will set me up for success come the autumn. So it's about focusing on the things that matter. And in a business, that is the projects, that's the content creation, that's obviously reaching out to people and engaging with people and creating sales conversations, looking at your funnels or whatever it is, the project that you're working on, launching your blog even, and focusing on that rather than, does my website look perfect? Have I got all my, is my email box empty every day? I love to have an empty email box, but at the moment it's not. But I can cope with that. It's okay. It won't always be like that. And just the same as how you'd manage your house or your home life, especially if you've got kids and you're balancing all that as well. And so that's what I wanted to start off with today, because I've had some more people say, Liz, I don't know how you do it. And I'm like, I don't think I'm any special or anything. I'm just managing my mind this time. So Bonnie's here as well. Hi, Bonnie. Oh, and Sharon as well. Sorry there, missed you, Sharon. Lovely to have you on here. So also, I think people are struggling at the moment with sort of a heaviness. There's a lot of pressure. It's not just because of the holidays. There's things going on in the upstairs with like Mercury retrograde and stuff like that, and I won't talk about that on this live stream, but it does interfere with energy and all that kind of stuff. And oh, Michelle's there too, so I was just about to mention Michelle. So Michelle posted a thread on her page or her profile about what was the worst thing that anyone has ever said to you, and just thinking about that made me really sad and really dipped in my energy. And I was like, gosh, this is how easily we can dip down there. And I know you've posted something really positive today to counteract that, Michelle, but I'm just using that as an example of how we can teeter, or, you know, the balance can tip really, really easily. And that's just someone asking us about our own experience. But I also had a client yesterday who launched something pretty amazing and was met with some criticism, and it's really affected her, and it's really, it made me really angry. And I did call this person nasty names, the perpetrator, because it's so unnecessary. And I think what people don't realise sometimes, the fact we're on Facebook, or the fact we're not like hiding in a conference room in a company, we're exposed, but it's still our business. It's still our passion, even more so probably than some people work in a job. Not always, but generally. And it just really, really made me angry. And, well, not angry. I don't really get angry anymore, apart from about 10 minutes ago with the children. But it made me irritated, and it really started me thinking about all the judgments that we get given as entrepreneurs. And so guys, tell me about, and I don't want to put you in this. Hi, Sarah. Sarah, we must catch up. I'm going to message you straight after this. Maybe if you're free after, once I've sorted the kids out again, we can go for it. But yeah, give me some feedback. How much of an impact do other people's comments have on you? Because I think we've got a mixture here of people that are quite established and been going a while, and people that are very new to business. Let me just check out my Facebook page, see who's on that. Awesome. So we've got a real variety. So people that have been in business a while, and people that are literally just starting out. And when I started out, it was a real struggle to manage my own mind, but also to not be massively affected from other people's judgments. And how I came over that was just this constant, like, I'm quite stubborn, and it was like a kind of an I'll show you kind of thing. When I make it, the money will talk. When I make it, the proof will be there. So it wasn't like 2 fingers up and F you, although to one particular person it was. But it used to really, you can't help but it get you down. And I'm quite lucky, I don't get much criticism. Maybe it's because I'm just a nice person. Maybe I'm not forceful enough, or I'm not like crazy enough. And that doesn't get people's backs up like it. Some people like Marmite love it or loathe it. Maybe I should be a bit more like that, because then, okay, the people that don't like me won't, but the people that like me will really love me. But that's just not me. I'm just being natural, and I'm being me. And I think most people can see that. But if you're quite an extreme person, some people really don't like that. If you start talking about, spirituality and, I love angel stuff. I don't talk about it a great deal. It's not because I'm scared of the impact of the judgment, but I just don't want that to take away from the real great business stuff that I know I can deliver and help people with. So I guess it's a balance, and a lot of this is going on in the background subconsciously. So we're not subconsciously saying, oh, I'm not going to talk about angels. It just doesn't really occur to us to do that. But sometimes I'll pull an angel card for a specific client if I think that's going to help them. And obviously, if they want me to do that, I wouldn't just pull it on someone that really wasn't into that. I'm not that kind of person at all. But I think what I'm saying is be yourself, and the harsh comments are going to affect you, and what you see online will affect you. If you see someone who started off at the same time as you, really rocking it, like the majority of you is probably really pleased for them. But let's not lie, and let's not pretend that there's a little part of you it's just like, oh damn, why did that happen? Why couldn't that be me? Why couldn't I be making that 6-figure business in a year instead of 3 years, or however long it took? So it's really, it's an issue for us, isn't it? So, Amy's here as well. Got some, lovely, lots of people here today. So Michelle says, it doesn't bother me anymore, but used to make me doubt and question myself all the time. Yeah, absolutely. Sarah says, I find that what I think people might think holds me back more than what anyone actually says. That's a really key point, isn't it? We so worry about what we think people are going to say than what they actually do, which was why I was so upset with about my client yesterday, who had a negative comment. It was actually from a friend, so he probably thought he was being funny, and she was worried about this launch, and then she did this and had loads of reassurance, and then someone did that anyway, and so it almost reinforced her need to feel worried. So that's going to amp up if we're not careful. So we're going to have to do some work on that. And that's what pisses me off about people. It's just not very nice, is it? So Sharon says, yes, it does hurt me. I've had it recently, made me question myself and my work. Oh, bless you, honey. And when you sign up to a program, that's often when, if you dare to tell anyone that you've signed up to a program, that's often when people will start questioning. So what is that about then? Well, why do you need, if you're good at it, why do you need someone to tell you more about it? So you're faced with that as well, more questions. So Sarah says, I do worry about putting myself out there in the world for fear of being judged, but I also know that if I want success, not everyone will love me anyway, and that's their shit, not mine. Yay! Amen, sister. That is lovely. I love that. Bonnie, I've been called a fraud before. And Amy says, give me their number, Bonnie. I'll take them out. Pow. Yeah, I've had that. Lots of questions. Awesome. So this is just such a real issue, isn't it? And it seems to be affecting a lot of us at the moment. Touch wood, it's not affecting me at the moment. But who knows, I'm going on holiday with a lot of family members very soon. So it might rear its ugly head again. But yeah, it has been an issue in the past. And Bonnie says, thanks, mate. I kicked them out of the state. Hurrah. So this is when we really need to get tough, girls. And especially, women can be bitchy. Men can really disempower us. It doesn't really matter who it's from, does it? But the one person we can control is ourselves. And actually, when we're nervous and we're in that place of doubt and fear of judgment and fear of rejection, I'm not saying you cause, this is a real fine line to explain this. I'm not saying you make the bad stuff happen, because I don't believe we make bad stuff happen. But what you do attract is kind of like it's like opening this window that's really looking for it. So if it's out there, you're going to see it. It's not opening the doors and going, hey, come at me and throw all this shit at me. But it's like you're opening a window so you can see it, or putting on these really powerful glasses to make you super aware of it. And stuff that you might not actually even hear, you might not take notice of, you're going to pick up because you're in that highly sensitive space. And let's face it, also, most of us are highly sensitive because that's the job that we do. We're in the business of helping people, and to help people, usually you're a sensitive, empathic person. So the downside of that is that we pick up on the negative energy coming at us, as well as the positive that we put out and that we receive as well. So how can we change this? It'd be very easy for me to say, well, you've just got to change your mindset. You've just got to think positively. You've just got to say that, yeah, you can do it. You've got to set yourself some really strong goals, and you've just got to keep going at them every day. You've got to reconnect with your goals every day, maybe put them on post-it notes around the house. I have I taught this in my academy this week, introducing them to the concept of a vision and goal setting, but actually breaking that down into doable actions. So that the vision would be, this is what I want to create. This is what I want my life to be like and my business to be like in, say, 3 to 5 years' time. That's my vision. That's my kind of pie in the sky. Wouldn't life be great if? And but to make that happen, we need to break it down. And once you break it down and realize if it's not doable, well, how can I make it doable? Maybe you need to break it down over a longer period of time. But when you do that, you see that actually, if I do these 4 steps over the next month, and let me break that down into weeks, then I know that that part of that goal has been accomplished, and then I can move on to the next part. So that takes the panic and the overwhelm and the emotion out of it, because you're literally looking at it as in things to do. But you're still going to get doubts, and you're still going to get fear. So looking at that vision is great, but it can be very triggering. So I do a lot of work on making sure that you're not held back by previous failures or perceived failures, because they're usually just perceived failures. We work on reframing failures into actually what did you learn from that. But, so in some ways that's sometimes playing lip service to it, or, just trying to reframe. And it's so much more than that. It's actually releasing that trauma that you felt, releasing that disappointment from your body, from your mind, from your body, from your whole system. And if you're not held back by that previous failure or that previous judgment that you've had in the past, then you're going to be in such a better place to move forward and be amazing. So how do we do that? I'm going to take you through a process that can do that. So let me just check the other live stream, make sure we've got comments or questions there. No, you're all in the group, which is fab. Cool. Yeah, setting goals is a fab idea. I know it's not them, it's me that has the issue. Yeah, absolutely. And we can't control others, but we can control ourselves. So in order to put yourself in that positive position, in that place of, I can do this, I know I'm following my passion, I know this is going to work, what can you do? Yes, of course you can read books. Of course you can look at inspirational stuff on Facebook, blogs, vlogs, videos. There's 1,000 things you can do to absorb other people's knowledge and motivation and the way they've cracked it and their story and so on. And that is great. But again, sometimes that can make us not feel great, because we're like, well, they're doing it well, and they've made it sound really easy, so why can't I do it? I just can't do it. So it's this always striving but never actually arriving thing. So let me help you with that right now. And guys, after I've done this, I would love to get some feedback from you as to how you how your feelings have changed. So I want you just to all close your eyes, and you might want to put your hand on your heart and just make sure your feet are uncrossed. Make sure your feet are flat on the floor, rather, and your legs aren't crossed. And just take some nice deep breaths, really nice deep breaths, while I have a sip of coffee. I don't know why I said coffee. I don't drink coffee. This is green tea. Okay, let's take a nice deep breath. I've been talking a lot, you've been really engaged, and just allow that peace to come in. And then I want you to think about, it might be the last time it happened, it might be the first time, it might have even not been related to your business now, but a time that you were criticised and you were really sort of taken down a peg or two. And that might have even been what they said, you need taking down a peg or two. Could be anything. Could be your mind might take you immediately back to where you were as a child. You were criticised by a parent or by a sibling, So when I did my work on myself, I did it with me and my parents' relationship. 2 years later, I had to do it all over again on my sister because I realised there were issues there that I hadn't coped with. So wherever your mind takes you is the place to go. And obviously, if there's a deep trauma there and something really horrendous happened, just be really gentle with yourself how you handle this, and do reach out to me afterwards if you feel the need. So just go to that time. And what I want you to do is just kind of picture it, imagine it in your mind, and I want you to give it a title as though it's a movie or a little story playing out in front of you. What would you call that? If that was being shown on like the big screen on even if it's just to you, what would the title of it be? And this is called the movie technique, obviously. I'm just going to call it This Movie. But when I say that, I want you to say, because what I'm going to do is ask you to repeat what I say. I want you to say what that movie name is. So it's very specific to you. Okay. And obviously we're on a live stream. I can see your comments, but I can't speak to you. So I'm trusting that you're going to kind of take responsibility for yourself. And as I said, reach out to me afterwards if you need to. So if anything is unresolved or you get triggered in any way, let me know. Very unlikely, but there's a tiny, tiny little chance it might happen. So for most of you on the line, I think have tapped before, but there might be numerous people watching the replay who haven't. So I'm just going to use this technique called emotional freedom technique tapping. And I'm going to tap on these points so you can keep your eyes open. And don't worry if you don't get them completely right, because you can't really do this wrong. Okay. So again, close your eyes. Go back into that scene, and when you think about that movie, give it a rating in terms of how intense those feelings are related to it. So they might, if it's really, really intense, I want you to give it a 10. If it's actually not intense at all, it would be a 0. And if that's the case, then you don't, this might just be interesting to you. You don't need to work on it. I would imagine that everyone's got an issue. And so if you've got an issue with a rating of 0, you need to find another issue that you might be like, not going there. Again, be gentle with yourself. If you just want to watch this and explore and find out how this stuff works, great. But I really encourage you to take part, because when you just watch it, you will think, how the hell does that work? What a load of baloney. So let's just center. Let's do this properly now. So you're thinking of that movie, you've given it a name, you've made a note of the intensity of that feeling. So I would imagine it's at least a 6 up to a 10. Okay. I'm just going to do some tapping to release this now. Okay. So I'm going to say the words I just want you to repeat. I'm going to say movie. I want you to add your title to it. This movie. This movie. This awful time. This time when I was judged, criticised, made fun of, questioned, embarrassed. This time when I was shamed. God, it's so embarrassing I can barely go there. It made me look really stupid. I wish I could erase this event from my life. It's just so horrible I can barely go there. This movie. I might not have even shared this with anyone before. I've kept it locked away. I just want to forget about it. But I clearly haven't forgotten about it. It's still here with me now. This movie. It's still affecting me deeply. And I might not have even been aware of that. And there's so many other times that the same kind of thing has happened. All these times I've been shamed. All these times I've been questioned, embarrassed and struggling, feeling like I have to prove myself, and turning that criticism back on me, questioning myself, questioning my own abilities, my own passion and purpose. I'm just not good enough. This is for other people. Other people get to be the lucky ones. What makes me so special? How dare I make a success of this? How can I build a big business? What experience do I have? What gives me the right to coach these people? To help others? What special qualifications do I have? Am I really that gifted? All these questions, this movie, they are so connected. This movie is just like looking into a mirror and seeing all my fears and doubts reflected back to me. I may as well be saying it to myself. But I've worked hard not to do that. And when someone else does it, it takes away all my power. And that's not fair and it's not right. I'm realizing how much of an effect this has had on me. I wanted to just forget about it. But it was here with me, in my body, part of my energy system, part of me. But I'm releasing that right now. I'm starting to let that go. I'm not doing this anymore. I'm open to the possibility of allowing myself to step into that powerful place. The place I want to be, where this criticism and this movie no longer drags me down, no longer pulls me off my path. I know deep down this is what I was meant to do. And when I need to, there's two people I can tap into. My higher self, my inner child. Together, the three of us are stronger than my ego, than that dark side of me, the doubting, limited side, the one that sabotages me and tries to limit me, the one that joins forces with all those other people that do the same, the one that shines back at me like I'm looking in the mirror whenever I hear criticism. I am stronger than that voice. I am stronger than those voices. My purpose is too great. My passion is too strong. My potential is limitless. And I choose to step into that place of limitless possibility. That movie, it is in the past now. I'm releasing all feelings related to that. whilst knowing I'll be affected by future criticisms. I've just rewired my brain. I've just created new neural pathways to make myself stronger. So all this past stuff is no longer triggered every time I experience any negativity. In fact, I welcome it in. It could create a great conversation, new content even. Maybe it could even start a wonderful relationship. I'm open to reframing and seeing things differently now. Taking the emotion out of it. My body feels calm. I can feel space in my head and my heart. I feel grounded and safe. And I'm realizing that I do have support. Support of the amazing women around me. And men too, hopefully. Support in this community. Support among my other peers and colleagues. And those are the people I choose to spend my time with. Those are the people I choose to listen to. The people that light me up, that build me up. The people that help me to realize that I am on the right path, that I am safe and I'm ready, and that it is my time. Okay, everyone take a nice deep breath, put your hand on your heart. Okay, and what I want you to do with your eyes closed, they don't have to be closed, but it's probably helpful, is to just go back to that movie, go back to that scene, and just notice how the intensity has lowered, how now it hasn't got that power that it had before, how now you can really see that either the person's just an idiot and you don't really give a shit, or maybe it was well intentioned, they're just a bit rubbish at saying things. Maybe it just came across in the wrong way. Maybe you were feeling so sensitive and you were questioning things so much that actually maybe I took it a bit too deeply, which is there's no blame there, by the way. But just now you're able to kind of take that emotional hat on and put that logical hat on. That logical helmet that goes, it's like a wire thing that goes through your entire body, like one of those strange brain experiments. And it literally wires your body and goes, yes, I'm centered and I'm grounded and I know I'm doing the right thing. And I know you might have a mountain to climb, but the key thing is you've got your equipment, you've got your support, you've got your radios, your team, you've got everything and everyone around you to start making that journey. And if that person is just a bit of an idiot, well, what are they doing? It's about you. That's the important thing. And you know that you're in the right place and you're doing what you were meant to do. And when you can really, this is why it's so important to have a vision. When you can really hook into that vision, you realize that vision and that purpose is greater than all that other stuff, than all the limiting beliefs that you have. It's like you have to do that. You almost don't have a choice. It's your life's path. It's your soul's purpose. You have to do that because you have a gift, and that gift is helping other people. And, that's what life is about, isn't it? Helping others, making them feel great, making yourself feel great, having a wonderful life that supports that. If you've got hang-ups about charging and you should be doing this for free, let them go, because you want to be in the best place possible to enable you to help more people. And I could talk about this till the cows come home about charging your worth, but I won't go off on a tangent. But it's your time and it's your purpose and your passion, and you've just got to live it. And if you need to, then just stick two fingers up at the bastards that try and keep you down. Excuse the profanities in this live stream. I hope I don't get shoved off of Facebook for this. So give me some comments. Let me know let me know what your ratings have gone down to. If they haven't gone down to anything less than a 3, then when this live stream finishes, watch it again and do the tapping again, because they should fairly easily get down to at least a 3. Anything above that, you need to just keep doing it until it shifts. And highly, highly unlikely, but I just have to say this, if it's gone out for any reason, reach out to me, and we can just sort that out. So Lucia says, I'm gifted with the majority of my friends and people around me wishing me well. Awesome. I'm sure there are some people that may be jealous, and going live on a regular basis, 99% of people I have very positive comments from. Awesome. That's great to hear. From time to time, I have an ugly comment. Like last week, a lady saying not to waste her time and mine with doing what I do. Oh my God. Like, she's wasting her own time, isn't she? If she doesn't want to be on the live stream, it's not like she's being forced to watch it. Just come off of it. Jesus Christ. Sorry, Jesus. Unbelievable. Sorry, I got lost. I'm very triggered there. I just oh my goodness. It wasn't nice to read, but I always take my time to bring myself back to nothing and then reply on these occasional comments from the space of compassion and profound respect to the other people and to myself and what I do. That's a really good point, Lucia. So although I've been triggered and I'm like, I would never respond in that way. I would always just take a deep breath. Like I get that response, but immediately I feel very calm. Like, I would love to have a conversation with that person. Like, wow, that's really interesting. Why do you think this is wasting your time? Or thank you for your comments. I really hope I don't waste any more of your time. I hope you find another live stream that you really love and that does connect to you. Then you're acknowledging them because they just want to be acknowledged. They've got something to say, and then you're kindly letting them go on their way. I always think, okay, if I respond from the most compassionate place possible, what can they come back at me with? Nothing. You can't. So, if I have one of the things that I say to people in my personal life is, if it's a really negative comment, I just say, what are you hoping to achieve by sharing that? Like, how is that helpful to anyone? I say this to my husband sometimes, bless him. And it is like, yeah, okay, that was a dumb thing to say. Sorry, I shouldn't have said it. And we laugh it off and we move on. But I wouldn't even go that far with people online and people criticising your work out there. So, yeah, just as Lucia says, respond from a place of compassion, open up that dialogue if you want to. And another client of mine had someone questioning her credentials and says, opened up a conversation with her and actually turned it around and completely reframed it in her head. She was quite triggered by this lady questioning what are your qualifications and why didn't you train here, there and everywhere, and actually opened up a conversation with her and put the question back, well, I'd be really interested to find out what yours are. And I said, why don't you invite her for a virtual coffee to get to know her? Because actually it sounds like this could be a really good partnership. She could be referring people to you and vice versa. It might end up like that. Yeah, okay, I'm mega positive and I always see the massive positives and they're able to reframe things, but that might be the case. And isn't it fun to try? Isn't it fun to be able to hold your head so high and to just know that people can't get to you? There's a lady at school who triggers me big time, and I used to get so irritated by her. And I just thought, there's a song that was on one of the Now albums, Kill Them With Kindness. And it's actually a really irritating song, but it sticks in my head. And I just thought, I'm just going to kill her with kindness. I'm going to be so kind to her and so nice that she can't possibly be horrible to me. And it's quite good fun. So I'm not talking about sneaky, passive aggressive, just really nice. And they've got nowhere to go. So it's good fun to do that. So where were we on Lucy's comments? So profound respect to other people and myself as to what I do. Brilliant. I just keep on doing what I'm doing, checking in with myself, making sure it's not about me. Perfect. But about contribution to other people. And I know if I come from this space, I can never go wrong. And so I keep on going and doing what I'm doing, learning and trying to do things even better every time. That's beautiful, Lizzie. I love that. Awesome. So we've got some ratings here. So Sharon says it was a 9. It's now a 6. I will try tapping again. Bonnie was a 10. She's now a 7. Tap again. It's great to refrain. That's what I did with a few people in my past. It was funny. Yeah, it's good fun, isn't it? It's just hilarious. So guys, yeah, so this stuff is so intense, isn't it? You know, a 9 and a 10, that's big. But it's come down 3 each time. So honestly, watch that again. I would imagine the 6 will go to a 3 quite easily. The 7 will probably go to a 5, and then you'll need to do it again, Bonnie. But just keep doing it, and we'll be on the phone next Monday, so I can check in with you, and obviously check in the Facebook group as well. But yeah, just keep doing this work, guys, because it's amazing, and yeah, it's just fabulous. So let's just finish off, and this will probably bring that that rating down as well for you guys. Let's just finish off, unless there are any other questions. Any questions at all you have about business may be related to this exactly. But just let me just double check the other group. That's awesome. Cool. Okay, so what I want you to do, let's just finish off by taking a nice deep breath. And you can go back to that movie, and you can acknowledge that it's still there, and you can know that that's going to clear and lift. And what's going to help you is just to know you're not doing this on your own. So I talked about the higher self earlier, and that is like hovering above you, that being. And then you've got your inner child as well, which is just bursting to get out and have a laugh and get on with stuff and fulfill your passion, fulfill your purpose. So you're kind of being pulled up by your inner child, and this light shining down on you as well from your higher self. And if you believe in angels, or you're religious, or you know, you believe in universal energies, you can also add to that. So it's not just your higher self, it's so much more shining down on you, lighting you up, calming, healing, releasing, repairing, reigniting you and connecting you, grounding you, making you feel really solid, like solid as a rock. So, you know, if you think about a big boulder on the Colorado River, the water goes round it. It's not going to move. And you can be that rock. You already are. You just need to realize it. Okay, so just hand on your heart and let that in. Let the light shine down on you. And I almost want to say namaste, even though I'm not a namaste type person, but I am sometimes. So namaste to you, and have a fabulous week. And I will speak to you next week. Lots of love, everyone. Bye-bye. Comment, by the way, keep commenting. Give me some feedback afterwards, especially you guys watching the replay. You're just as important to me. And yeah, just thank you for being here. Lots of love.